Myers-Briggs has identified ENTP, or visionary, as your personality type. You have the ability to hold many points of view in mind and see other differing views and see their merits, the merits of these other ideas. So you have a tendency to not only be able to be a visionary yourself, but to take into account other people's views of things, to be able to come to and kind of sink them into your own vision. You see ways to do things that others have not thought of. So you take a look at things and have this intuitive ability to be able to look out at the world and be able to assemble these ideas and thoughts into a vision. You're able to give quick and diverse answers to any question of interest. So anything you're interested in, you have the ability to be able to, boom, you can come up with an answer. You've got ideas. You can come forth and get people excited about things because, after all, you are a visionary. You see the other side of a situation and making it known. You have a tendency to be able to do that. You can look at something and say, there's the other side of it, and we're going to bring this up. We're going to put it into action. We're going to create a vision to get this issue handled, to take care of this this initiative that you have in front of you, and to be able to make things happen. And you can also juggle many different jobs and or processes at one time. You can keep things in the air and multitask fairly well. You're easily capable of holding down your own in any argument or discussion. So when things come along and you're dealing with an issue, you're a formidable force when it comes to arguing out an issue or to having a debate. You can have the ability to quickly find the best and most useful side of others. You can see how to utilize other people's expertise pretty quickly, very easily, and it comes to you naturally again. You solve puzzles and problems with no obvious way to resolution. So there might not be a way in other people's minds of how to get through it from point A to point B, but you see it and you understand that by painting a vision in front of people that you can push that vision along, it'll gain velocity, and with it, it'll pull in the necessary elements that are needed to accomplish a task. You can define things systematically, a new structure, a new design, and you know it'll work. You just have a sense about these things. You can see it in your mind, and you make it happen from a vision perspective. You have a talent for innovative creating and writing and music and visual arts. Often your talents will show up in these areas. Sometimes they're in the form of art, sometimes they're in the form of what you can speak and how you think and the things you do. But you have this creative side of you that you might not have seen and might not have tried to actually grow and develop it yourself. You know which ideas or changes enhance rather than distract. So when people come up with ideas, you can kind of pick them apart and you can kind of see which ones are strong, which ones aren't. What you can do to help there is when you see someone that doesn't seem to be the right idea, you can query people, start asking them questions and vet and help them vet their ideas so that then you can turn around and help incorporate it into the vision, this visionary perspective you have about things, about life, about processes, about things that you want to accomplish. Okay, here's some of your weaknesses. You'll have the inability to maintain a comfortable relationship once it's matured. So you might have a tendency, especially if you're to have a woo type strength, you have a tendency to let these relationships disintegrate once they've been built. So watch out for that. Make sure that people don't know that it isn't that you don't care anymore. It's that you have other people also that you want to incorporate into your life, and but make sure that people aren't ignored in your life, because especially people that are close to you, because you'll have a tendency to naturally do that. Believe meticulous thinkers are unworthy plotters of time and time wasters. That's not the case. Just because somebody is a little slow, a little bit of a plotter, a little bit of a person that lays out the details in fine order, those are important people to you. They'll help you formulate ideas about what you can build visions for. Without the information they have, you won't have what you need to move forward and to become more productive, to be able to paint those new visions. Those are the people that are important to you. So learn to understand and believe and encourage those people. And you might be inconsiderate of feelings of those outside your current area of interest. You might run into somebody and your interest happens to be in aerospace and they start talking about gardening and it might bore you to death. Just remember there's something to learn from everybody, and don't let people know just because it's not your area and just because you're not real interested. Don't let them come up with the conclusion that you think they're what they believe and what they love is worthless, because it's not. You may have the inability to deal carefully and calmly with the finer details of a situation or a work in process. It might be that the details slip by you. It might be that you don't like detail and you have a tendency to avoid it. So make sure that you surround yourself with people who can help you deal with those details in life. You may be annoyed by minor setbacks that need to be addressed before a goal can be realized. And it might be tough for you to move forward if there are setbacks. Just remember that take your time, back up, take a deep breath, and get it done. You might have a tendency to be thought of as being arrogant or boastful and demeaning to those who cannot see the same answers you do. Just remember that the people that come to different conclusions than you do, those people, their perspective is very important, because unless you take into account all the different varying constraints in any one issue, your vision is not going to have the strength it should. So make sure that you take time to listen to other people's points of view. Ask them and solicit their candid responses to what your vision is, what you want to accomplish, because if you do that, you can build strength into your vision as opposed to allowing weaknesses to stay in that would be just from you only. You can often be too smart for your own good. So remember that no, you don't know everything. Life is one of those is something that you just have to experience with others. You have to glean information from other people. They do have a wealth of information to offer you, and being able to sit back and absorb that information will be very beneficial to what your goals in life are, which by the nature of who you are is a visionary. So if you want to paint visions for people's minds and hearts that have impact, make sure you get enough detail, enough information from enough people on an issue to be able to formulate a great vision, one that everybody will follow. Okay, here are your action items. Listen to the thoughts of others to see how they understand the world. If you can get input from other people and see their perspective on the world, to perceive what it is that they're gathering in and what they know and understand, you can broaden your horizons, broaden your vision, and make your vision more appealing to more people. Realize that others have differing focuses in life and different needs than you do. So as you're gathering information, as you're perceiving the world around you, just realize that other people have different needs. They're coming from a different place, and the more you can know about what other people think, what other people feel, the broader your vision can be, and the more attractive it'll be to other people. Attend to the small details of life, and including your partner's feelings. It can be a tendency of visionaries to be able to kind of look past and to look through their partner and not see their feelings, not understand what's going on in their lives. And you'll do it to everybody that's close to you. So remember that they have feelings. Learn to answer the question. Ask the question, how does that make you feel? It's an important question, and you should be asking it often so that you can gather in those feelings and take them into account. Expand your appreciation for the differences between people. Everybody is different. They're significantly different. And if you understand these differences in people, you'll be able to query them to learn things that you need to know to include into your worldview and to include into your set of data points and your information that you use to make decisions with. Don't pass judgment on people. Reflect on why others think and why they feel the way they do. Look at and take into account that they might be coming from a different place, and remember not to pass judgment. Everybody has a valid perspective on life. Realize that your ability to see past the obvious and engage in activities. If you can see past the obvious, obviously you want to engage in activities which can expose your potential in this area. So if you can see past the obvious and you see something going on, well, use that. Take that into account and make it a benefit to you and include it in this visionary lifestyle that you live. Talk through your perceptions and get input from others to balance your ideas. Understand that everyone has their own perspectives and something to offer, so make sure that you're gathering as much as you can from others to put into your perspective. Recognize and remember that norms and structures are necessary. You need a structured environment and infrastructure to make things go smoothly, and those environments will support what it is you actually want to see happen, which is your vision come to conclusion, to culminate in something wonderful. Identify and express your feelings. You need to be able to tell people around you how you're feeling about things and what it is you see in your own life. You need to be accountable for yourself, and don't be a victim. Don't fall into the trap of looking to everybody else as responsible for what's going on in your life. You are responsible. After all, it is you that gets in trouble when something happens to you that you think somebody else's fault. No, you have responsibility too, because you have responsibility to get through it. Build a positive attitude on solid, carefully planned foundations. So make sure that you have a good, solid belief system to build your foundations on. And so this is your personality of ENTP, whether